Girish, there possibly seems to be some confusion um, between air traffic control and the Black Hawk helicopter. They asked the Black Hawk helicopter pilots if they had sighted the American Airlines commuter jet, the CRJ 700. They said they had. Whether they confused that with another aircraft or whether they then lost sight of it, we don't know. But one thing we do know is that the Black Hawk helicopter was not transmitting what's called ADSB data. That's the data that air traffic control picks up, and they can follow exactly where aircraft are. This ADSB data tells air traffic control the speed, the direction, the altitude of an aircraft. Now, what critically, also, all other aircraft pick up that data using a system called TCAS, Traffic Collision Avoidance System. So what I'm getting to here is the pilots of the American flight would not have seen the Black Hawk helicopter on their TCAS displays in front of them in the aircraft. If the system had been working properly, the TCAS system would have told and warned the American pilots of the impending collision and told them to descend or change course or climb to avoid the collision. So there seems to be two problem areas, if you like, that have come together to cause this crash.
And what also has come to light there, Geoffrey, is also reports I've received that there were serious concerns raised quite some time ago of the fact that this is a very congested airspace. Is that something that you've heard?
Look, indeed, although absolutely. So for viewers, Washington has three major airports. It has many smaller airports. It has military airports. And of course, you've got the Pentagon, you've got the White House, CIA headquarters. You've got all sorts of different facilities that use helicopters all the time. So yes, it is a very congested. And Ronald Reagan Airport is right in the middle of downtown Washington, D.C. So it's very congested on the edge of the Potomac River there. But there again, there hasn't been a collision in America for decades because of the TCAS system. And same around the world. A mid-air collision is a very rare thing today because of TCAS. So to me, it's a breakdown from the military helicopter point of view of why they weren't transmitting that data.
Yes. Geoffrey, it's been more than 7-8 hours now since the crash happened. Is there hope still that survivors might be found?
I think it's extremely unlikely. First of all, you've got a mid-air collision. You've then got the aeroplane coming down from about 150 metres to impact the water. It breaks in half, and the aircraft is then flooded with freezing cold water from the Potomac River. I think it'll be very challenging to find anybody alive, particularly after this length of time.
Yes, and how tricky is it for search and rescue crews and, of course, moving forward recovery efforts, due to these current wintry conditions, and how tricky are they?
It's about as difficult as you can get. Certainly the positive side is you've got all the search and rescue people right on the spot. It's not as though it's a remote mountain location or something like that. But at the same time, the middle of winter in Washington, D.C. is very brutal, and that would make things very difficult for them.
Yes, and moving forward then, of course, there will be an inquiry, there will be an investigation. What do you think these would entail?
Well, the American crash investigator, the NTSB, actually resides in Washington, D.C., so they've got all the people and resources on the spot. They'll recover the black boxes from both the Black Hawk helicopter and from the CRJ 700. They'll have them, I would imagine, analysed and read within a few days. So I think that we will have some answers, and of course there'll be an enormous amount of pressure for answers very quickly for this tragic accident. So I think within a week to 10 days, we'll have some definitive answers as to what happened.
And how soon would you expect before planes can take off and land again at Reagan National Airport?
I would imagine they'll reopen the airport sometime in the course of this morning, or the American morning, because it's a very important airport. It's a very busy airport. and it needs to reopen as soon as possible.
Okay, Geoffrey Thomas, really grateful to get your insights. Thank you so much.
Thank you.